Hey, it's Dr. Brenda, founder of the Gutsy Women Club and the Dream Plan Save Do program, financial coach, working from the RV as I travel the country with my 3 cats. Hey, please subscribe below. If you already subscribed, thank you. Please pass this site on to others. Really appreciate it. Okay, hey, today I want to talk about 3 ways that I see women sabotage their finances. Now, I've worked with enough women clients to see a pattern. But hey, I'm pretty excited because I am on the verge of doing my very first Financial Freedom for Women workshop. This allows me to bring financial freedom tools and help you develop an action plan. I can take up to 10 women in these workshops. I'm going to put a link to my Facebook group in the description. Please check it out. All right, so part of this conversation started actually a couple of weeks ago. One of the challenges of working on the road is finding the internet. Sometimes I've got a great situation. Other times I'm at Starbucks or at a coffee shop. And a few weeks ago, I was at a coffee shop, and a young gentleman walked up and sat down. And we started talking. I told him I was a financial coach, and started talking about differences in the way men and women handle finances. And he asked, why I specifically focus on women. I said, well, I can certainly relate as a single mom to some of the financial and personal challenges. I see women as the underdog. We're still earning just 82 cents for every dollar that a guy makes, and we like to have a safe environment. I don't need a place where some guy is going to mansplain something for me. I want to be free to ask questions, and if I don't know even the basics, I want a safe place to do that. So that's partly why I work primarily with women. And I began to think about, what are the 3 common things that I have seen in working with clients? And this varies a little bit by age, but not too much. Certainly the older generation, the older women tend to have more issues because they've usually have had less say in the finances. They've usually left it up to somebody else. But all 3 of these things cross all of the age barriers, all of the age groups. Okay, so number 1, I don't think this is going to be a surprise to you. Women tend to put everybody else ahead of themselves, especially if you're a mom. The kids come first, husband comes first. Maybe I got to take care of aging parents. They do that with their time, and they do that with their money. So it's not uncommon for me to see an older woman supporting their grown-ass adult children in one capacity or another, paying the phone bills, helping them with debt, co-signing on an auto loan, things that, they're fully capable, for the most part, of doing that on their own. And by doing that, they're kind of jeopardizing, they are jeopardizing their own retirement, their own ability to do well after they leave the workforce. So, example I had was a woman I worked with, and she was paying for her children's phone bills, because I'm like, I don't understand why your phone bill is so high. Oh, well, I cover so-and-so and my son, my daughter. It's like, well, no, you don't need to do that anymore. I mean, we're here talking about your debt and your ability to retire. You've got to make some changes. You've got to prioritize yourself first. And then the other issue that came up for her was Christmas. We had just gone through the holidays, and she said, I spent way too much again. Now, again, she's a woman in her 50s, maybe early 60s. Her children are grown up, independent, and she's still overspending on Christmas. She said, I know I do this. She said, I grew up and I had horrible memories of Christmas. It was always a bad time, and I made a vow to always, make it special. So I always gone overboard on Christmas, and it's just, I know I do this. It's just something I really struggle with. And so there's this sense of buying stuff. It's not always about buying stuff, but she's at the back of the line. She put everybody else ahead of the line. Now, are those kids going to be able to take care of her, or going to be real happy taking care of her when she retires and runs out of money, you know, or can't really afford to pay the mortgage on the house anymore? So part of that is this mindset that my needs are not as important as everybody else's. So that's one of the things that we need to break when we're working on financial coaching and working on an action plan. So it's tough, you know. I do try to make folks aware of the consequences of this. They're, you know, some will stick with it, some will you know, make some changes. So, but yet, number one, putting your own needs last. Okay, second thing. Second thing I see is that, and I don't know if this is a gender thing or not, but the women I've worked with hate losing money. They hate losing money. So the idea of investing and possibly watching that pile of money shrink, you know, when the market goes down, it just scares them. It's like, I can't afford to lose money. Well, what happens is that the balance sitting in a savings account tends to grow. So, you know, generally, the women I've worked with do a pretty good job of cutting expenses and saving, but it's all sitting in this place that typically gets less than 1% interest, you know, and women live longer. They've got to make that money last longer. And so there is definitely an investing gap, a level of discomfort. And I remember my former place of employment, a woman said, you know what, probably it was 10 years after I got hired that I finally woke up and realized, you know, what am I doing? I'm contributing to my retirement account. She had started, two women started at exactly the same time, same position, same salary, contributed the same, probably, you know, the 10% to your retirement account. And they compared one day, you know, how much do you have in your retirement? I've got this much. How much do you have? You have that much? How'd that happen? Don't we make this? How'd that happen? And it was because one was investing her funds and the other was really putting it into a money market account, maybe some bonds. Huge difference. 10 years later, you know, this person had twice as much as this person. And it is scary, you know. I've gone through, you know, 2008, 2009. I watched my retirement account just crash down, and it came back. And it is scary, but part of it is the knowledge. I think the investment field, when you think of stock market, Wall Street, you got these suit and tie guys, you know, all it's like they're speaking a different language. What are you talking about with I don't even know what some of the terminology is. So investing is taken to this crazy extreme. You know, you don't need to know about margins, and you don't need to know about all these other things. It can be very straightforward, you know. Invest in index funds, track the market, gotta invest in some stocks. But that investment gap keeps women's retirements, even if they're contributing a good amount, below that of men's, because it's where they're investing. All right. The third thing. All right. The third thing I see is that women tend to undervalue their time and undervalue their skills. And I see this especially if I'm working with women entrepreneurs, and I've been guilty of this myself. And it's like, oh, sure, I can do that. It's easy for me to do that. Whereas, you know, my male counterpart might say, well, I can do that, but that's going to take another hour of my time, and I'm going to charge you $150 for that. So it is not always recognizing that, you know what, I come with a package of skills. My time is as valuable as your time, and I need to be compensated for that. So women tend to give their time away for free. Maybe they're putting in more time at the office and not saying, look, you know what, you've put all these demands on me. I've got extra responsibilities. I deserve a promotion. I deserve a raise. My skills are valuable. If you don't recognize that, there are other companies that will. Whereas I think guys, you know, are much better at just saying, look, you know, can't do this at this level. You're going to have to compensate in some way. So that is the third piece, and part of that is the mindset that, you know, it's just trying to make sure that we know that we believe in ourselves, that we have the confidence, that we are worth what we're getting paid. We are probably worth more than we're getting paid. So those are some of the reasons why I specialize in working with women. The other is just, you know, I've been there. I've lived through horrific times, and it took a long time to get back on my feet. And I know all of the pushes and pulls and the extra responsibilities. I raised a child on my own. I know what it's like to be someplace or be on the road and have a call that your child is sick and somehow you've got to go drop everything and pick your kid up. I know what juggling the child care is and the tolls it also takes on your guilt. How can I be a good mom and be a good worker? So there's so much that's going on. So yeah, so again, the three things, the three things that I see women do: they put themselves last on the financial front and a lot of personal fronts. There's this investing gap, lack of knowledge and lack of confidence in investing. And then that third piece is just undervaluing time and their skills. Hey, I would love for you to be among the 10 people in my Financial Freedom for Women work group. Please pass this information along. I am all into empowering women, teaching you how to master your money, giving you the support you need to move forward. Let's grow our income. Let's cut our expenses. Let's get rid of the debt. Let's create a powerful mindset that has you believe that you can really rock this thing. You can rock it. You can. All right. Hope to see you in a workshop. Don't forget to look in the description for those links. And you guys take care until next Money Monday. Bye-bye.